Today we're working on the shop truck, and I finally am going to get around to making a video on a part that I made several months ago that you guys have been asking for non-stop. Alright, comment below. What is missing? Is there something you guys can tell that's missing from the truck? Wrong answers only. This morning it was 15 degrees. For some of you guys back east that might not be that cold, but for me it's pretty dang cold here in Nevada. So I'm out here late morning knocking out this project for you guys and shooting a video on it to share with you the frame horn brackets of sorts that I designed to accept a tube that you guys can make your own tube bumper pretty easily. So this here is a 2-wheel drive Z85, and it does not have holes drilled in the frame horns. Now if your truck came with tow hooks, you will not need to drill out these holes. You already have bolts on them and tow hooks, so good on you. But the 2-wheel drive Z85 and others, some of the trims just don't have the holes drilled. So all we gotta do is knock out 8 holes through the frame, and we can get to bolting this up. Here you can see I'm using a 9/16 drill bit to make a mark so that we can step the drill bits up gradually from 1/8 inch all the way up to 1/2 inch. If you don't have tow hook bolts, you're going to need some 1/2 inch by 4 grade 8 hardware. Don't forget to clean up your mess with a magnet of sorts. This little roller magnet is awesome. I designed these to be flat chipped. Basically they're supposed to fit a 1 3/4 DOM style tube, and you bend them up. They sandwich on 3 sides the frame, and you weld them up, weld them up, weld them up, and weld them up. Obviously some sort of finger brake is going to be the best here, but because of the way that I designed this, you can use a vise or just really any tools you've got to bend this into shape. At this point, just get this thing as lined up as possible. Tap it down on both sides, a little mini sledge or a big sledge, and just get it as straight as possible, and then we'll go fit it to the truck. The holes that I have designed into this are for 12mm bolts. That's what's factory for the tow hooks. Now, I went a little overboard and I got 14mm for this truck here because why not? If you guys do decide to upsize your bolts, you're gonna need to drill the little bolt holes out in the side of this. Just be mindful of that when you're doing your bolt selection. So we got our bolts washered up. Just gonna get this fitted onto the frame horn and loosen that. You guys drilled your holes right. Unlike me, they should come right out. There you go, guys. First pre-runner bar brackets put in, and now all I gotta do is bend up a tube and set it on here. This little section of tube here is actually from the Badlander, and it's kind of cool that it's living on with the new shop truck. Got the old legs knocked off and somewhat ground up. Now we just got to put them on the frame horns. I ended up needing a third hand here to get this tube to position just right, so used my Badland jack, not sponsored, and got it to the spot that I wanted. Because this tube is from my old truck and not a custom bent tube for this truck, I had some fitment issues that I had to kind of grind and clearance to make it all work. Because this is my old bar, it's not intended for these frame horns. So the frame is about 32 inches wide. I kind of bent these right at 32 so that they kind of curved kind of with the headlights. But I think if you guys are going to do this, you might want to build this tube a little bit wider than these so that you don't have to do a whole bunch of trimming and whatnot that I have to do right now. Only thing left to do is to drag out the welder and get this thing tacked up. I got the sides welded up. I haven't done the front because we're going to roll that over the top. I think that just was a cool design cue. Y'all are welding it anyway, might as well make it look cool. All we got to do is put our prettiest welds up here. In my case, probably my worst, because that's just how I roll. But we'll get this welded up and then we'll show you guys the next step. Well, I'm definitely not going to show you guys the other side because that's about as good as you get from me. It's at this point you guys can weld the bottom all up. You can weld the sides all up if you want. Really, these were just meant to be a blank canvas for you guys to do whatever you want to do on your truck. Well, that's about all there is for the kind of basic installation. From here, you can build yourself a skid plate. You can use one of the two tubes that the holes that I gave you to put more tube into. I think one is a 1.25 and one is a 1 3/4. So standard DOM will fit. I may or may not do some kickers off the side here, off of this little tube right there, and kick off to the side of this. But comment below and let me know what you guys kind of plan to do with these pre-runner frame horns. Do you plan on just running it across the top there and calling it? Do you want to do some kickers off the side and maybe a skid plate down below? Why don't you comment below and let me know what you guys think you're going to do to your truck. Thanks for watching.